Hey guys, Happy New Year, and today we of course are going to be going through what I expect from Tapped Out, what you can expect from Tapped Out in 2019. So I just want to say straight off the bat, this is purely a predictions video. None of this, there's a chance that none of this will come true. This is purely my predictions. I had someone recently comment on the last video saying that it was all wrong and I got nothing right, which is actually a lie. I got quite a lot right, and I'm going to be going through what I got right first. Last year, and then we'll go into this year. I have a sneaking suspicion though that this year I'm not going to be right about a lot of things. I think there were a lot of clues laid last year. That's why I was able to predict Itchy and Scratchy Land. Who Shot Mr. Burns was a bit of a guess, so I'm quite proud of that prediction. But yeah, let's go through what I got right last year. So just real quick, so last year I kind of gave you the major events I gave you that were non-annual. So this was Destination Springfield Part 2, which I was kind of right on. The Springfield Jobs was essentially Destination Springfield Part 2. It was just done a little bit differently. I quite enjoyed that event. It was okay. I did predict Sci-Fi 2, which was wrong. Completely wrong there. There's nothing really I can justify. Itchy and Scratchy, I of course predicted an Itchy and Scratchy event, and I said they could include Itchy and Scratchy Land, so I was right with that one. With the alcohol event, I was sort of right. It wasn't a major event, but we did get Homer versus the 18th Amendment, which essentially was a alcohol themed event, so I got that one sort of right. And then with mini events, I said Who Shot Mr. Burns, which I was completely right on. Elementary School Musical, I was wrong. Father's Day, I was also wrong. And then I also kind of talked about like a 1 week superhero event, and I was kind of right with that because we did get a full mini event, but I thought it would be just like a week. So yeah, I was kind of right with that. And then with characters, I was right with Sarah Wiggum, I was right with Itchy and Scratchy, but I was wrong with like Kent Brockman's Mansion and Fort Springfield. Anyway, so let's get into this year's predictions, because that's what you're here for. So I've basically got 4 non-annual major events, and then I've got 4 mini events, but one of them is actually an annual event as well, because I have a sneaking suspicion they're going to do this. I'm a little bit tied, so I know that there's going to be 4, there will be 4 mini events, but there could also be 5. I feel like my first prediction for this year though is that they're going to change the structure of all major events to the same to the Xmas style that we got this year. I have a sneaking suspicion they're going to do this, that it will be basically mini events inside major events, and we might get 4 acts. I'm not sure about that. It may go back to 3, but there's a chance it might stay with 4. I'm a bit unsure with that, but I'm pretty sure they're going to change the structure altogether. It's my first prediction. And then when it comes to the event, so the first event I think they're going to do is a Ned Flanders event. So this is a bit of a shot in the dark, but some sort of Ned Flanders themed event. Within this, we can of course get the Leftorium. We can get Ned's parents. We can get Ned's grandmother. We can get some of Ned's relatives. Ned's cousin, I think it is, as well. We can get, obviously a skin for Mod. There's loads of different things that we could get with this. Obviously Ned's car, Ned's different houses he's lived in, the little town that he lived in for a bit. There's plenty of stuff that they could add into this event, and I think it could be a really cool event, and I do think there's a chance that this could happen. There's nothing really in the files to suggest that it is going to happen, but I thought I'll throw this in. My second prediction is some sort of school trip update / education update, something around school. I think there's loads of things they can add in terms of like school trip, obviously including the box factory, which is the major thing, which we'll get into a little bit later. But then there's also things like the Springfield University, which still hasn't actually been added into the game. There's loads of other little schools and stuff that they could add in, different education centres, and I think the whole school trip idea would work really well, because you could add a lot of the kids in, you could add some of the staff in. I think it could be a really cool event. My third prediction is something I've been wrong on twice, 2 years in a row, so I may as well make it a third year in a row. And I kind of think I know I'm wrong. I just don't have any other things to put forward. I really don't. And this event is this Sci-Fi 2/Future event. The only reason I'm even putting this forward is they've done it once before. They've added a lot of young characters in recently, and I think there is a chance that they could go back and add in a lot of the characters that are from the future event. And the main reason I bring this up every year is because there's just so much goddamn content. Like in the original Sci-Fi event, they gave us most of the buildings they gave us with like the background buildings in the episode. They didn't give us the major buildings. So I feel like a major event was at least conceived, and like the idea was there, and like EA came up with the idea and knew it was a possibility. So I think there is a chance that we could get it this year. It's been a while since we had the last one. I know a lot of people didn't like the first one, so that might be the reason. It was just the negative backlash. But I think they could do something really interesting with it if they just change the structure around a little bit. And then my fourth prediction, and again this one's a bold one, because we've essentially got two of them in a row, but I think there is a chance we can get a third around the world event. When I did my original ideas, I think I did like three of them. I did like 3 parts of different countries that we could do. I think we're gonna get another one. Now we've got 2. We got Destination Springfield, and then we got Springfield Jobs. So they could call it anything. They could call it Springfield Jobs 2. They could call it Destination Springfield 2, or they can call it something completely different. But I think that the countries that we'll be getting here are Israel, Australia, Canada, and Iceland. I think those are the 4 biggest possibilities. I think Africa's kind of gone out the window now that they added Katenge and Joan Bushwell in the zoo event, which is okay. I wasn't too bothered about that. But yeah, I think that there is plenty of content still, loads of content for this kind of event, and I think that there is a chance that we could be getting something like it this year too. Then moving on to mini events, so these are really just shots in the dirt. So my first prediction is Lisa's Substitute. There's been a massive demand for Mr. Bergstrom, so I feel like there is a high chance that we can be getting a Lisa's Substitute episode. There's plenty of buildings that they can add in there too, so I think that is a big possibility. The second update mini event that I think is possible is Burns Baby. This one is more one I kind of want really, but I think that they could tie it in really well with the Lisa Substitute with the whole train station thing, because both of them like feature the train station quite heavily. Of course, you have Larry Burns trying to catch the train, and then you have Mr. Bergstrom leaving on the train. So I think that they could tie in the train pretty well, and they could probably give us the train as like a buildable thing, like the monorail, which could be pretty cool. My third prediction for a mini event is something I predicted last year, so I thought may as well predict it again this year, you never know, and that's the Elementary School musical. Again, 2 really solid characters in this, plenty of buildings they can add, there's plenty of stuff, and there's even more characters as well. So I just think that this event is so rich with characters and buildings that they could definitely do something in, and then they could use it to tie in the Homapalooza event and like re-add a lot of those items in this event. And then the fourth and final one is actually, this is a bit of a shot in the dark, and this I was going to do an event idea on this video, and I still will. I probably will do it, I'll do it sometime at the end of January, even though it's completely wrong time of year, but this is Bart versus Thanksgiving, which is one of the it's an old ass episode, and of course it's when Bart basically leaves because he destroys Lisa's sculpture thing, and he leaves, and he's obviously forced to live rough on the streets for a bit. I just think there's a lot of potential in the episode. There's plenty of buildings. I think those 2 homeless guys, they're not really solid characters, but I definitely think that they could be the main the character that we get in the event. I mean, we're only going to be getting one character, but then they could probably throw in something else. They could probably throw in like another character in there. I think maybe the whole I've talked about the reporter, the Native American reporter guy. They could add him in as well with the cultural center. So I definitely think that there is a lot of potential with the Bart versus Thanksgiving episode. And then apart from that, let's go to annual things. So the first annual thing, I guess, is the superhero event. I think that we will be getting this again. Some people won't be happy with that, but I do believe we're going to be getting it again. And I think they'll probably add early bird in this event. I'm not sure if it's going to be a week thing. I feel like it will just be like 1 week. I don't think it's going to be an entire mini event. My prediction is it will be like a week event like it was in 2017. I also do think we'll be getting 3 episode tie-ins. I don't think, obviously I've got no way of predicting what will be in these episode tie-ins because I have no clue, but I do think there will be 3 episode tie-ins as there were last year. So yeah. And then moving on, we have annual events. Sorry, I mentioned that before. So let's go through them. So first of all, Easter. I don't think we're going to be getting anything for Easter. I think it might just be returning items. That's my prediction for Easter. I just don't think I don't see them doing anything with it. Valentine's Day, I'm hoping that there is something bigger, and I feel like there could be a mini event for Valentine's Day. I think there was such a backlash against Valentine's Day that there is a chance we could get a mini event. Now, I don't know which episode they're going to do. There's so many. To predict one would be crazy, but I may as well just predict one that I've already covered in an episode event. I'm just going through my playlist here for ideas, and I'll just give you the damn, I don't know what the episode's called, but the one where Bart learns to drive and he I think it was Darcy, was it something, or something like that. But the one where he learns to drive and it's the girl, I feel like that one's the strong one that they could do. But I feel like there was such a backlash against Valentine's Day this year that there is a chance that EA may do a mini event for for 2019. So then we have 4th of July. I feel like we're going to be getting Gerald Ford, and I've predicted this one 2 years in a row as well, so it's probably going to be wrong. It's annoying because Reagan was like my second choice for last year, but Reagan's always been my second choice. But no, okay, I'm going to go with Gerald Ford. I'm probably going to be wrong, but who cares? We'll see. With Pride, the Pride this year, I do think we'll be getting Pride again. Probably there is a chance it may just be returning items, but I'm hoping they give us John and his store. I'm not sure how they'll tie it in with the event, but I'm hoping they tie it in somehow with the event and we get both John and his store, because that would be pretty cool. St. Patrick's Day, I feel like we're going to be getting a decoration, maybe a building, maybe a character, but we're not going to get very much for it to St. Patrick's Day, I don't think. And then we have Black Friday. I feel there would be some sort of crappy deal, to be honest. Maybe a decoration or two, or a building possibly, but I don't think we're going to be getting much. Then we have Halloween. I honestly don't care. I kind of stated this with my timeline video. I'm just done with Halloween. The Halloween events always drain me so much, so I'm really not even going to bother thinking about Halloween. And then we have Xmas. I feel like it will be Xmas themed again. It's definitely going to be rooted in Xmas. I think we'll get something similar to this year. It's too early really to predict anything specific really, but yeah. And then moving on, let's go to a building. The buildings I think are going to be in here, and the characters. So the buildings, my first building I'm predicting is the Box Factory. It's been highly requested for a while, and I feel like this is the year. I feel like this is the year of the box. All right, hashtag year of the box. Put that in the comment section. Put that over Twitter. I think this is the year of the box. We'll be getting the Box Factory. The second building I'm predicting is the train station. I feel like the train station has got to be added this year, surely. I feel like Lisa's Substitute is got to be an episode that we get. It's got to be a mini event we get. And of course, in that, they need to add the train station. It doesn't necessarily have to be like connected. You don't actually necessarily have to build the train station, but I do think that we'll be getting it. Or at least I'm thinking we're going to get it. So yeah. And then in terms of characters, I'm going to go with Mr. Bergstrom. That's my main character for this year. I think that we're going to be getting. I think that, he's got a lot of potential. A lot of people want to see him in the game. And I just feel like it's very possible we're definitely going to be getting him. I'm trying to think of big characters that they need to add in, because they do need to add in big characters this year. Obviously every year they need to add some big characters to sort of pad out the minor characters. I feel like Mr. Bergstrom would be a good bet. Along with him, I expect to see Richard. I was quite surprised they didn't add Richard this year, really, especially when they added Wendell and they added like Jeremy Jailbird and stuff like that. So Richard is my next guess, and then after that is Lewis, another one I was really surprised that they didn't add. Definitely, it's a bit random that they haven't added him. Well, we've got Wendell now, so I would expect to have Lewis as well. I feel like Lewis, Wendell, and Richard are like the three most recognisable sort of background boys, as I'll call them, background elementary kids. So I definitely want to see them as well. Like, I know there's like the girls, it's Terry and Cherry and Janie, and we've got Terry, Cherry, and Janie. So I kind of want Richard and Lewis too. So yeah. So anyway, that's it for my predictions for this year. Again, like I said, this is predictions, so there is a chance that none of this shit will come true, that I'm completely wrong. I think last year was a really good year for me. I predicted quite a lot of stuff. I don't think I'm going to be as lucky this year, to be honest. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe every single thing I've predicted will come true. And then it will be an amazing year of Tapped Out. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll be a terrible idea because it was me. Maybe EA copying me. Maybe they're looking at my videos and they're taking them. Who knows? But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment and subscribe. Tell me what you would like to see this year in Tapped Out. Tell me if you think my ideas are shit or what or whatever. And yeah, I'll see you next video. Goodbye.